Good evening, everyone. Let's start with everyone. Thank you for the League of Women for having us here. I appreciate you having us here. My name is Jason Don Montgomery. I'm a United States Navy veteran, combat veteran. I say that because I had fun serving my country and fighting for our freedoms. I came here to San Marcos about 5 years ago. I've been involved with the city council, with the city government for about 4 years. During that time, interacting with the city government, I've also gotten my political science degree from Texas State, my bachelor's. That was my major. I minored in international studies. So not only have I fought to defend this country, I've come back and gotten educated in this country. I am San Marcos educated, and I'm proud of it. My son attends school here too, so I'm very, very appreciative of the teachers that are working in San Marcos. They're absolutely wonderful. I'm a current member of the San Marcos Industrial Development Board. I've been appointed to the Sunset Advisory Board, where I've worked with, I vice chaired with Mr. Adriano, and I was appointed to the Airport Board. Thank you.
Evening. Thanks to the League of Women Voters for having this debate and for all of you for being here tonight. My name is Ed Mahalkinen. I have the honor of serving my fellow citizens of San Marcos on the City Council from 1996 to 2000, and then again from 2001 to 2006. When I was on the council then, I was also able to serve on the Economic Development Council and on the Convention and Visitors Bureau. From 1997 till today, I've either been the president or board member of the local Lyndon Johnson Museum on the square and was able to work with businesses, grant agencies, governments, and fellow citizens to get that museum together. We have a lot of challenges facing our city, and I know working together we'll be able to face all of these challenges. I look forward to talking with you not only here, but for the next weeks and even months, no matter what happens in the election.
Yeah, hello, San Marcos. I'm Brian Henderson. I'm running to Place 3 for San Marcos City Council. And I've been here about around 2 years now. But I ran because I want to make a difference. I want to be the advocate for y'all because I believe public service is not a right, it's a privilege. It's a privilege that the voters entrust in me. Y'all hire us every 2 years. You evaluate us. You evaluate us to let us know if we're doing a good job. And when you re-vote for us again, that's a place of confidence. I'm currently interim pastor at the Antioch Baptist Church in Buda. If elected to the council, I would like to fight for better jobs, affordable housing, flood relief. I like to fight for better transportation and better infrastructure to keep up with the growth of San Marcos City Council. Probably for the growth of San Marcos, our growing population. Thank you.
My name is Gilbert Moses, and a lot of you recognize me from being on City Council in the past. I'm here running again because I live on 1926 Nevada Street, and we've been affected by the apartment complexes that have been around us, built around us. We as a neighborhood fought for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden, what was supposed to be single-family housing became student housing complexes. One end of Craddock Street, one on the other end of Craddock Street. So the reason I'm running is to be a strong advocate for single-family traditional home suburbs that you can raise your families, invest in the home for long-term, for your lifetime if you want to finish out your life there. And also I want to cut off again.
Okay.
Take that mic.
Testing.
Okay, so the lead questions, and I will start with Mr. Montgomery. First question is, what is the most important issue you will address should you be elected to city council?
Thank you. That's an excellent question, and I think that's one that we all deserve an answer to. My first issue I want to take care of is the flood. I want to help the city I want to address the issue of removing the forecast of the city being a flooded city. Developers are very on the edge about coming here and developing because, well, we really haven't addressed our flooding situation. Let's wake up, everyone, okay? Flooding, San Marcos has not just become a flood zone. It's been this way, all right? We have had leadership. That had their opportunity to deal with this, all right? And they have not, all right? I'm asking you for that opportunity that they had, that you granted them to deal with this issue. So that is something that I think is paramount that we have to deal with, because if we don't, then we won't have a city. We won't even have a need to deal with race relations, because it's going to get flooded away. So I ask you to think about that when you go to vote.
Be difficult to follow, Mr. Montgomery. Obviously, flooding is a very serious issue, but we have some stark realities here in town. 20% of our residents only make $10,000 a year. The median income is just under $27,000, and 36% of our fellow citizens are in poverty. We have to deal with these bedrock economic issues. And there's not a solution. We need to look at daycare options, adult education, GRE, vocational training, public transportation, work with the individual businesses in town, plus the university. Can you imagine every single dollar spent in our town is respent 7 times? If we could cut the number of people only making $10,000, raise it to $20,000, a $10,000 increase for 10% of our residents times 7. I mean, they have the multiplier effect, and we need to do a better job for our fellow citizens.
Well, again, I believe like my colleagues, is flood relief and the flood prevention, looking at how we can better infrastructure through community block grants or community improvement grants to prevent flooding. I look at improving prevention. Now, you're not going to stop flooding totally, but what we can do to dent it or prevent it is a big deal to me. I think that's what I would fight for as elected city council. I think I agree with my colleague candidates here. Second thing is jobs, economic. Don't you know that 71% of people who work, it's in the census statistic, commute to other places? Traffic to Austin, either San Antonio. I think we need more affordable jobs, $15 an hour more diversity. If I elected the city council, I would like to fight for more jobs here. Again, economic base is going to be most important in our future, along with expanding our transportation needs. Thank you.
Flooding is very important, but one thing that I noticed as I've been walking around the neighborhoods is this. We need to have controlled growth where apartment complexes, single-family homes, and businesses are placed in areas that they contemplate one another, because the thing I've been noticing is affordable housing is not going to be easy because of the amount of demand for housing in this city. That's number one. Number two, we need to all be working important to make sure that single-family homes, suburbs, are the most important item for each one of you sitting here. That your home is very important to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Second question, we'll start with Mr. Mahogany. How should the city fund the expansion of services to meet the needs of San Marcos' growing population?
Part of the problem for our city is that so much of the land that might be taxed can't be because it's land owned by the university, city government, county government, and the school district. So we only get about 20%, 21% of our revenue from property tax, which is the most stable. And about, 46% comes from sales tax. It seems to me we have to prioritize the spending that the city government does, and to see, is there a way that we can combine spending and to do it more efficiently, so that can we combine water mitigation, flood mitigation with our park system? Can we be careful with incentives and be careful when we repave, so that we have a schedule so we don't repave and then tear up the street to put in some piping? So can we put in some infrastructure so that we won't cause future problems down the line?
Thank you. Same question.
Well, I think we ought to prioritize, but let's look at how to improve our transportation. We need more buses. I know we rolled out the air-conditioned buses with the Wi-Fi. We need more of that, expand transportation for our college kids who work part-time at night. I'm for that. Second thing, let's look at federal grants, community block grants for the resources to fund. We know we're growing. It says by 2020, I went to Academy Forum. There's projected to be 75,000 by 2020, maybe between 2030 and 24. I got the year. It's going to be 125,000. So we need to look at transportation, affordable housing, and other avenues. So let's look at federal grants in some type of way without taxing them, without taxing our public and taxing our properties. Let's look at federal grants and research it, and then prioritize our spending. There are a lot of grants out there from the federal level. I think that's what helps. That's what will help us. But we need to keep up with our growth. Thank you.
Mr. Rose.
One of the items that we keep up with our growth is, as we grow systematically, we also increase our police department and our fire department. So that's all you know right now, because of our outstanding fire department. We have some of the best house insurance rates, or commercial fire insurance rates in the state, because of our outstanding fire department. Systematically, as our city grows, continue to grow the police department and the fire department, so we still have safe environment for everybody to be involved in. The other thing is also is, as I said before, expand our transportation. Maybe combine different types of bus systems, metro bus. I'll use that word. Maybe combine the university bus system and our bus system, so we can reach out and reach more and more people. The other one is talking about environmental life. Our city has an outstanding park and recreation department right now. Continue to improve that, so each person can have the ability to, after you reach an older age, I'm not old, I'm still young.
Thank you, Mr. Bowes. Mr. Mike.
Thank you. May I have the question repeated, please?
How should the city fund the expansion of services to meet the needs of San Marcos' growing population?
Thank you, ma'am. Well, how we should address that is very cost effectively, okay? And we need to really pressure the university to pay its fair share. Let's face it, they're the #1 user of our services, really. They outnumber us by a lot. And their numbers, as far as their contributing numbers, does not match. And so it burdens the residents of the city here. And that, you need an advocate to make sure that you're going to, that's going to go out there and tackle the school and say, hey guys, look, you're growing expeditiously. And we as the city is not. So you're taxing us a lot more. You need to pay your way. If you can't pay your way, then you might have to go.
Mr. Mahoney, what do you say? Rebuttal, yes.
Well, the university, the state of Texas has an incredible fixed investment in the campus of Texas State. I don't think it's going to want to close that or sell it to the private sector. I do think, though, in all seriousness, we need to have all the different governments work together. They should not try to get a maximum value out of any of their resources, but rather say, hey, what about, how would a piece of land that a government could sell, could that negatively affect another government, another neighborhood, work together?
The next question.
I'm sorry.
I thought you were reading ahead.
No.
No. Mr. Henderson, the next question does go to you, though. And the question is promoting healthier lifestyle choices for its residents an appropriate role for the city council?
Well, I believe that we should not force healthy lifestyle choices, but we can introduce it and give people options about a healthier lifestyle and everything. But I don't think we should force anything on anybody, citizens or private, but I think we should, again, introduce healthier lifestyles and give people those options. Because I think a healthier lifestyle and a vibrant community of San Marcos is very important. I see people walking, I see people jogging, and this is what makes us a safe community. You see people walking and jogging late night, and I think exercise and living a healthier lifestyle in a vibrant, growing community like this is very important. You shouldn't force it, but I think you should give people options. I think healthy lifestyle is important. Thank you.
The benefits of a healthy lifestyle has a great, great return. I look out across this group right now, and I won't be afraid to say that 85% of you are past the age of 55. And I don't think I'm wrong. The city of San Marcos offers a heck of a nice program here with the recreation program for young people, middle-aged people, older people. And I don't know what older people are supposed to be what age. If you get 90, maybe that's old. But the other thing underneath that is still young. The Price Center, the other senior centers of town that offer different things. Meals at different places. Anything that can improve their lifestyle. Anything that can get them up off the chair, walking, or doing anything to keep their mind going. Because with a healthy body, you be a part of the community and you enjoy life a heck of a lot more. I know some of you got creaks and bones in the morning when you get up, but that's still a lot better than not getting up at all.
Good.
Mr. Montgomery.
Lifestyle choices. Should the government be involved in telling us our lifestyle choices? Yes and no. No, we shouldn't be telling citizens of the United States a lifestyle choice about who they should date or marry. No. A lifestyle choice that says that you want to be a criminal and be actively degenerate in our community, yes, you need to go. So that's your lifestyle, and we're the government, and you're in my city. I think you need to go, and I would like to work with the police department to find those individuals that have that negative criminal lifestyle, I guess you could say. I know it's a very slippery slope when you do that, and say they need to go because we don't need them. So again, lifestyle choices is a very slippery slope when you say that word. But again, should I be telling a couple that love each other that they shouldn't be together? No, the government has no business doing that. But should we be protecting our city from negative lifestyle choices that infringe on our personal property? Yes.
Mr. McCollum.
The way I took the question was more of kind of like mandating healthy eating, exercise, things like that. The city provides the activity center that's a jewel of the community. We have a good park system that needs to be added to. But let's be honest, the core competencies of the city government should be providing fire protection, police protection, roads, sidewalks, drainage, water and wastewater. And it seems to me that we have to focus on fundamental city services to make sure that the tax dollars are going as far as they can.
Mr. Henderson, 30 seconds rebuttal.
Well, I just want to say this briefly, right quick, that again, the San Marcos Activity Center has a lot to offer as far as exercise and different programs, and from young adults and adults on up to our seniors. I think we should introduce that for a healthy lifestyle and take advantage of that. Thank you.
Next question, beginning with Mr. Bose. What changes will the adoption of Code SMTX, the proposed rewrite of the city's land development code, have on growth and development within the city?
I think it'll have a positive effect because the past 2 years approximately, a large number of the citizens, I think probably even sitting out in here, spend about once every 2 weeks or more sitting down and discussing and putting it together with help from outside consultants. And now that it's come before city council to review and adopt, I think it will give us a good direction in housing and business development and growth all the way around the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bose. Mr. Montgomery, same question.
Ms. Ma'am, I had a question repeated, please.
What changes will the adoption of Code SMTX, the proposed rewrite of the city's land development code, have on growth and development within the city?
Well, I would like to say I've attended multiple of those meetings, and there's a lot of hard work that goes in those meetings from the citizens. So there is some citizen input there. But what I would say about plans are they're nice when they're made, but they're not actually, grand when you implement them. So again, to stand up here and say how it's going to affect our city, no one knows. All right, they're just shoveling it to you, honestly. They might have a good idea of what they believe they want to see happen, but they don't know. None of us actually know. But what we do know, as a community, what we want it to look like. And that's why those think tanks, those committee meetings that they have, where we engage the community, are highly important. That's why you just can't come out during election times. You got to come out when the city calls you to come out to bring your voice to these meetings. Okay? Because if not, believe me, the developers are showing up. All right? And they're saying what they want. And they're the only voice that's being really heard and taken to council. And of course, they're seeming like they're the only ones who win.
Mr. Mahakanen?
I agree. It's would be very difficult to say with any certainty what all the effects will be. None of us up here are graced with the gift of prophecy. What you would want in any development code is consistency for the process to be the same for like-minded development, multifamily or single-family, commercial, industrial. Make sure the process is explicit. Make sure that everybody has to follow the same process. Don't add things after the process has started. And frankly, it's going to be the implementation, as it always is, as or more important than the actual development code itself. I am concerned with the possibility of increased density being allowed and reducing parking requirements. I think that can have a very negative effect on our downtown. I think we have to really work through the parking issues more than maybe what has been done. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bose? I'm sorry. Did I skip? Mr. Henderson, I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to be honest. I hope it has a positive effect, but I just want to say it briefly. I'm not too much familiar with that part, the deeply in that part of the code.
And 30 seconds for rebuttal. Mr. Bose? 30-second rebuttal.
In the past, I was a farmer. One thing I learned is set goals. That's what this development code is. Once you set the goal, you focus on it and keep pushing till you get it. If I want to raise 100 bushel acres of corn when I was up in Nebraska, I didn't sit there for a goal and then just piddle around and get about 25 or 30 and say I'm satisfied. I worked at that goal until I accomplished it. And I think as a city here too, we can take this development, this code, it's got goals in it, and go after it and get it.
Thank you, Mr. Bose. We now have time for audience questions. Please introduce yourselves and remember to hold the mic close.
I'm named Kurt Waldhauser. Dr. Mahawkin, I served with you on the Economic Development Board in 1996 and 7 as assistant director under Phil Neighbors and Corey Wallace. So good to see you back. I have a question for you specifically, sir. How would you have voted on the HEB development that was recently passed?
The HEB is an excellent corporate citizen, one of our best. I just am troubled by the location that was picked. People are correct. It was the location is not in the flood zone, but it is right next to it. And every time we build another building, it's going to add to the impervious cover, and where that impervious cover is can have a disproportionate effect. I think there could have been a better location, not only for that issue, but also for the people who live more in the south of town. It would have been much closer to them.
Other comments?
Oh, okay. Okay, I just want to say this. We know, like I say, HEB creates jobs. Like I agree with my colleague Ed. I think I like to vote. I think the location. I would like to. I don't know how much feasibility as far as the traffic going out there, and with the traffic lights and the congestion. That would be my biggest concern about it. Thank you.
With all the information that was presented, I would have made a choice probably to put HEB where it's at. Thank you.
That's an excellent question, and I would like to say this is like some of the city council members who said this is not about HEB. As you heard from the gentleman from my left, it's all about, oh, HEB is a great corporate citizen. Okay, great, but they're not the voters, all right? And so it was a procedural issue that should have went back to P&Z, and I'm gonna tell you, I might not walk out on a vote, but I applaud those city council women who walked out on that vote and stood up for citizens.
We have another question.
Dan Lyons again. I pay over a third of my income every year for property taxes, and that's county and school tax. And they pride themselves in not having gone up on the rate. But as we all know, our valuations on our property are going up. Therefore, the effective tax rate has gone up double digits.
Your question?
My question is, would the city council, would you as individual councilmen vote to lower the effective tax rate if you get in office.
I believe that you directed that.
To all.
Oh, okay, that's good. And I'm gonna start up here and pass the microphone back.
I understand what you're saying because my house also has gone up in evaluation each year, and my taxes have gone up considerably in 24 years that I've lived there. But also, we have to look at this thing. We got a budget that the city services that we demand and services that we need, and we have to look at our needs and how we can keep them within a budget that's affordable for all of us. At times, sometimes we have to make decisions to raise the taxes when there's an absolute need that has to be fulfilled. We're very lucky in the city of San Marcos that we've got a large sales tax that comes in every month and each year that can help offset that property tax. Because I know other cities,
Thank you, Mr. Bose.
We'll stick to San Marcos.
I just want to say this, since it's San Marcos, I would like to fight for property tax relief, fight for lower property tax relief. We could, like I said, we got to look at our services. There was a question about services. Look at funding services and stay within our budget without nickel and diming our citizens here. Without nickel and diming property taxes. If I'm elected, I'm going to fight for property tax relief and lower property taxes. To look at the grants and other type of funding we can to fund our expansion, our growth, and resources that come to the city, and without taxing our citizens to death. Thank you.
It would be easy to say, sure, I would have voted to reduce the property tax rate because I wasn't looking at all of the very specific increases in the cost of expenditures. We have an excellent fire department that's not costless. We have a police department. We're in a bind because of where we are, the different properties that we can't tax are. And all I can say to you is I would do everything I could to make sure that the tax dollars were being spent efficiently, that there was as much communication, conversation with our fellow citizens about it, and to see, hey, if you really don't want this increase, what you want us to cut. Because think of all the conversations we've had about flooding. That had to have a negative effect on a lot of people, and we have to spend some of our money to help our fellow citizens. So we don't have a lot of good choices.
Thank you. That was an excellent question. Again, I would have to echo my colleague that here. It's hard to say indefinitely which direction you go without looking at the totality of the information. With that said, okay, yes, I think home ownership is the cornerstone of the American dream. All right, so I don't want to tax you out of your American dream. So of course not, I don't want to raise taxes. But we do have services that need to be provided. And it's pretty mathematically simple to understand. What you have is our tax base, all right, is getting older quicker than we are having individuals settle here, okay? And businesses aren't necessarily coming on the same on a fast pace either. So who's going to pay the bill? Well, the people who live here. And so they keep raising the taxes because they have to pay the bills. Period. It's simple. Okay? So, what do you do to combat that? Well, we have to get better development in here to increase our tax base so we don't have to lean so heavy on the residents. That's just the truth. All right? And we're going to have to expand, our population to be more inclusive. Thank you.
Last question.
Hello, my name is Enzo Quesada, and I have a question directed not for anyone in particular, but the question is, as a Texas State college student, why is it in my best interest to vote for you?
I don't know, because I don't know the different positions you have on a range of public policy issues. I don't presuppose that just because you're a student, I'm going to know all the different positions you have on taxes and spending and priorities for our town. I can tell you as a professor at Texas State University for 27 years as well, I'm in my 27th year. As long as I've been a homeowner, I've tried to get help students with opportunities. I think we have the city government. I would strongly encourage internships for every single Texas State student at the county government, city government, school district. We have a lot of wonderful museums in town. The Hispanic Cultural Center, the Calaboose African American History Museum, the Cock House, and now there's a new initiative with Native Americans along with the LBJ Museum. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here if you'll just go out. I would just encourage you to be part of the community and to talk with everybody on the council, the city staff, and everybody.
Well, to the Texas State University students, if elected, I would like to build relationships with the Texas State University students, the campus organizations. If you invite me to speak, I will come out there if there's issues that you're concerned as a Texas State student. If you vote for me, I would like to be your advocate and build relationships with the student organizations and the students on campus as I am planning to build a relationship with the administration on down. That's my goal, is to be that advocate for everybody. Texas State, the rest of the citizens of the city of San Marcos, I would like to again be your advocate if you vote for me. Thank you.
First question I would say to you is continue your education, get your degree. It'll open a whole lot of doors for you. Next thing I'd like to say is become involved in the community. You're a student, but also you live in San Marcos community. The more you get involved, the more you develop relationships with people around you, and the more they'll feel that you're a part of them and you're a part of us. So when we hold together, work together, live together, and have fun together, we can make it Texas State and San Marcos an outstanding place in the state of Texas, right?
Thank you. That was an excellent question. I believe the question was, as a Texas State student, right, what is the reason students should vote for either one of us, right? First off, I'd like to say, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, all right? I'm a Bobcat. All right, I just graduated in 2015, okay? And I attended that university as a single parent receiving no child support, okay? So I know exactly what you guys are going through, all right, because I was just there, all right? I am a good bridge for all of us, all right? I'm about to be 40 years old. I've served in the United States Navy. I've come back here and got my degree, political science, on campus, okay? So I guess what I'm really saying to you is that I've been in your environment directly. I know what sort of issues you're dealing with, with your foreseeability. So in saying that, just to answer you directly, like I said, I wanted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We now have one up here, so we're going to have to really pass it right now. Okay, the absolute last question then.
My question is, would you not say that those areas that were zoned for single family homes are passe in this city? We no longer have single family homes where contractors rent those homes, where there's more than one family living in them. That has fallen by the wayside. Rather than employing the Gestapo tactics to correct this, how would that be corrected? Forgive me, I've been away as a merchant marine officer for essentially 3 years away from San Marcos. I saw 3 code enforcement cars. So how can you correct that?
Well, I think, again, as far as code enforcement, we have to make sure that we enforce the code of single-family housing. And that's part of the thing about affordable housing, making sure, sir, that we have more development of single-family homes, contrasted to the disappearance of single-family homes. We need to have more single-family homes. As part of my business, part of what I can do is, as far as the overall scheme of getting more affordable housing here, because again, the rents are going up, incomes are down. Like my colleague said, about 10,000 is the average income. So we need to have more single-family home development, more affordable housing overall in the grand scheme of things. Or otherwise, like I said, people, you're going to lose, people not going to be able to afford to live here if we don't fight for those things, and fight for good single-family homes in those neighborhoods. Thank you.
You asked about code enforcement. In the 24 years that I've lived here, we've had a large number of college students that lived in our neighborhood. Some have been outstanding, some have been not quite so outstanding. But the thing I've learned with this over the years, we've got too many absentee landowners that are only interested in the rent and not interested in the upkeep of the property or who lives in it. I can take you to my neighborhood, and as you go through, you can almost point out without me telling you which house is rental and which is owned by the people that live there, the house owner. Code enforcement has to be done with the absentee landowners. That's the only way it's going to work. Thank you.
I'm not going to take up too much of your time on this answer because it's pretty straightforward. It's about code enforcement.
As you probably heard tonight and what you know by living here, we don't have infinite resources. What I would say is have the code enforcement be based on complaints. Have it be complaint driven. If there's not any problems in a house, in a neighborhood, on a block, why put your resources there? We know that there's loud parties in certain places that are disruptive to the neighborhood. We know that there's 5 cars parked in a front yard. That's visible. It seems to me that we have to direct our code enforcement to get after the disproportionate number of the people who are causing a disproportionate amount of the problem because of not following the code. So just have it be complaint driven, and that will go towards a lot of solving the problem.
Okay, we're ready for closing statements, and we will begin with Mr. Bose.
As I said, I've lived here 24 years myself. I've been a strong advocate for the neighborhoods. Also been a strong advocate for the revitalization of downtown San Marcos, protecting the river, and so every citizen of our city of San Marcos can take part in the river also. The other thing is safety and health for the community is fire department and police department be at a high standard for all of us.
Again, as I said at the top, my website is www.reverendbrian.com. I leave a voter's guide. You can look, but again, I would like to be your advocate, fight for better jobs. I know we do need expanded, 2 new fire stations, talk with the city manager as far as the infrastructure, and we need more, and we need an expanded police station. I'd like to fight for better jobs, more affordable housing. I'd like to be that independent voice in the city council. Hope you elect me November 8th. Again, God bless you. God bless San Marcos, and God bless the great state of Texas. Vote November 8th. Thank you.
The most important resource of any community is its people. We have to put the people of San Marcos first. We have to put our resources into helping our fellow citizens who are in economic problems. suffering from economic problems. If we want this money for police, for fire, for our park, where is it coming from? We have to help the people who are suffering, increase their incomes, increase their job opportunities, match their skills or increase their skills for new jobs, and put this all together. Thank you.
All right, thank you for having me. Again, I'd like to close in saying, hey, we're all Texans, right? So we all love football, okay? And this right here is a one-year term, and this is a draft, okay? All right, so basically, all right, you can either go after your franchise player or your Heisman player right here, all right, or you can invest in your ex, all right? It's just, that's the way it is, all right? This is a positive way forward, all right? We want to move forward, we don't want to go backwards. I'm asking you to give me the same opportunity you granted these gentlemen to fight for you and to work with you, work for you. Thank you. Jason Dalton, Montgomery, place 3.